What's going on, YouTube? Legions here with another Tower of Fantasy video. Today we're going to be talking about Cobalt B and her global nerfs. Yes, she did get nerfed, but before anyone starts crying in the comments, it wasn't that bad of a nerf at all compared to Frigg's. Frigg's was pretty significant. This one is like maybe like on her stats for her normal abilities, like 10%ish or so difference, and then like on one or two of her skills is like 30 to 40% damage difference. It's not like 100% like it was for Frigg. She got nerfed pretty hard on her dodge ability, but even with her nerf, she's still busted, as you guys may have seen on my recent video showcasing her in PvP. She still dominates PvP, and for PvE like Bygone, Phantasm, etc., she is freaking amazing. If you pair her up with Meryl or Tsubasa, or all three of them with the ice resonance, is actually incredible. But anyway, this video is not about Frigg. This video is about Cobalt B. So today we're going to be talking about Cobalt B and if she's still worth pulling, because in my opinion, she is the next character that is going to be coming out in the game, because it seems like the global version is releasing characters based on how we meet them in the story, compared differently to the Chinese version where they kind of just released whatever they wanted to. So it looks like Cobalt B, because Cobalt B is the next person that we meet in the story. And then we also have Claudia, which is after. I will be making a separate video on Claudia shortly after this one, maybe a couple days. So if you guys are interested on that, make sure you hit the follow button and subscribe if you have not already for more Tower Fantasy content, whether it be banner reviews, guides, PvP videos, all that kind of stuff, pull videos. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We're also doing a lot of content on other gacha games like Black Clover, etc., all that stuff when it comes out, so you're not going to want to miss out. Anyway, without further ado, let's get right on with the video and talk about if Cobalt B is still worth pulling even after her nerfs. Okay, now, I know I usually, I stopped doing leak content because I think it's kind of cringe, but I think this is a little important because it's already been data mined. It's not like it's a leak of story or anything. This is just their skills. I don't think this is going to change. So far, all these leaks have been completely 100% true. The data mines, anyway, for, Frigg and Nemesis and all that, all the characters that have been nerfed, buffed, balanced, all that, it's been completely 100% true from this person. I'm going to leave Sova's link down below in the comment section if you guys want to follow them on Twitter to keep up to date with all the other, updates for characters when they come out. Now, before we continue, I will let you know right now, she does have fire resonance. So if you are building a fire team, you want to get Ruby, you want to get King and her paired together, or anything else like that, King is going to be kind of replaced when Ruby comes out. But if you do want to build a fire team in the future, she is going to have the fire resonance. And I just want to say, I don't think that these characters in the future that had the resonance, like Ruby had resonance, Saki had resonance, and theirs was like 20%. I think that them, reducing the amount of resonance from 20% to 15% and putting them on Frigg, Nemesis, and Cobalt B and Claudia is a sign of them kind of balancing the game. And I don't think that those other characters are going to have resonance anymore. I think maybe they'll have a different passive or something, but I think the new resonance characters are these characters. And I think the reason for that being is because they do not want the power creep that happened in CN to happen in the global version. So these units will still be useful in the future for building teams and using them on your temes to make your units do more damage. I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, we're going to go over her attacks now. So normal attack, 52%, 75%, 94, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to compare them to CN version so you guys can see. It's about 10%, maybe only on the last two, normal attacks. Everything else is pretty much the same. As you can see, it's 2% here, 4% here, 5% here, 8%, 10%. It's very, very minimal. It's not a lot at all. Then again, here on her charge attack, it's like a 5% reduction. It's not a big deal. It's only 5%. It's not 100% like Frigg's was. You can see it does 5% less here and also 5% less here. I'm not going to go over the entire kit because I'm going to do that separately on another video and showcase her in PvP and PvE. You guys can see for yourself. I mean, you guys can read. You guys know what her skills do if you can read them. It's pretty simple. And her jumping blast, 90%, same thing. It's it's 5%. Everything's been 5 to 10%. So I think you guys get the picture. Everything is pretty much 5 to 10%. Nothing has been greatly nerfed to the point that it makes her useless. She's a very, very good character still. In my opinion, though, she's probably one of the most underwhelming characters out of all the new units, especially for Resonance, that come out. Cobalt B is okay. She's not really that great in PvP from what I've seen, and looking at her kit, she doesn't seem like a very good PvP character. She does seem, though, like a very good boss killer for PvE because of her dots, and I'm going to show you guys why. Just wanted to go over real quick before we do show that. The only one that's a little significant is her discharge. Her skill is pretty much the same. Her skill is, it goes down by like 40%, and then her discharge goes down by like 20%. Not that big a deal. It's like 20-30%, and then the skill is like 40. It's not a lot at all. She's still gonna do a lot of damage. So right here, like the reason she's a boss killer, 666%, Jesus, what a number, of attack damage in an area, cone area in front of you, and this cooldown is 60 seconds. So you're gonna constantly be dealing 666% damage in a cone in front of you over and over, and then her ult is very, very good as well. When weapon charge is full or Fantasia is triggered, switching to this weapon from another weapon removes all debuffs from the wielder and unleashes 3 grenades forward, dealing 570% of attack for AoE damage and all causing launching. So that's very, very good. Now, the reason she's really good is her passes. Let me show you her passes. These are all pretty much the same. I'm going to show you guys right now. The only thing that's different is literally her C5 and her C3. The only thing that's different. And it's not that big of a nerf, I'm going to be honest with you. So, in my opinion, what makes her the boss killer is her C1. Her C1, you'd probably, if you're going to use her for a fire team, you want to at least get her C1. Each round of attacks deals additional damage equal to 2% of the target's HP, cannot exceed 200% of attack. So you deal more damage the more HP that the enemy has. So doing Bygone Phantasm bosses, doing world bosses, Join Ops, Frontier Clash, any of those bosses that have very, very spongy amounts of health will make you do a lot more damage. Now let me show you guys real quickly the nerfs. So her C3 and her C5, as you can see, this one says 60% for her C3, and if I go look at her C3 on the Chinese version, her C3 does 90% instead of 60%. So that's a little bit nerfed. And then her C5 does 90%. I believe it was like a 130 or 140. It was 140% on the CN version. So that one's a 50%. So you got a 30% damage reduction on her 3-star passes, and her 5-star passive is about 50% damage reduction. But overall, she's still a very good PvE unit. PvP, not so much. She's not really that great in PvP at all. But PvE, if you're looking to build a fire team and looking to build a boss killer, she's a very, very good unit to do damage against a lot of high HP spongy bosses. Now, the question is she still worth pulling after her nerf? Like I said in the video many times, if you're looking to build a fire team and you want to pull Ruby and you want to use her on your team, you want to get that fire resonance, you're going to have to pull her. I do not think that Ruby is coming out with fire resonance. I do not think Saki's coming out with frost resonance. I don't think any of those other characters in the future that have the resonance, like what's the Liang, I forget the new guy, spear guy that's lightning, also has a resonance as well for lightning. I think what they did to balance the game was nerf resonance a little bit, put them on earlier characters that kind of got very power crept. Like Frigg, when Saki came out, she was just support for Saki. That's all she was. So now that she has resonance, she's going to be kind of pretty important to be on a Frost team, regardless if you pull Saki or not. And same thing with Cobalt B. When you pull Ruby, you're going to need Cobalt B on your team to give you that fire resonance for the extra damage on your character. So my opinion, if you're looking to build a fire team, if that's something that you want to do, then I would definitely pull. If you are not looking to build a fire team, you're not a content creator that wants to pull this for content, I would skip her 100%. I would skip her so fast. I'm going to pull her, obviously, because I want to make content on her. I want to make content on all the characters that come out. I want to use them PvP, PvE, showcase them a little bit. But like, it's just sucks because she's not the greatest unit. Really good for PvE. But Ruby is like an amazing unit. Like Ruby is like double S. If there was a tier list, I hate tier lists, but she's like triple S tier. Like Ruby is really good, and you're gonna want to have Cobalt B with her. But you know, if you're not building a fire team, if you're building physical or ice, then you kind of want to skip this unit, unfortunately. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let me know if you guys are gonna pull for her, if you want a fire team, if you're upset about these nerfs. I know, I mean, of course there's gonna be some people that are upset about the nerfs, even if it's only like 5 to 10% damage on a couple of stats and like maybe 30 to 50% on 1 or 2 abilities on their passes. But it's not that big of a nerf. This is just a balance, as you know, that's the correct term I'd want to call this. The nerf isn't that bad. The game needed to be balanced. These characters were way too broken in the CN version. So Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below if you're going to pull, if you're not. I'm definitely going to, so look out for those videos and come watch me on my Twitch stream where I will also be pulling her and showcasing her live, among other characters as well. I did C6 Samir and Nemesis already. I'm almost done C6ing Frigg, so I'm going to try to C6 as many characters as I can, at least the ones that I care about, like Claudia, Lyra, you know, Ruby, all those characters. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you all so much, and I will see you guys on the next video.